Splitgate Beta PS4 gameplay tips for noobs. Ladies and gents, my name is Xander, aka Diaside, and in this video we're going to cover a completely brand spanking new game called Splitgate. Diaslayers, I just gotta say that this game has gotten me jacked and hyped in so many ways that I can't even begin to describe to you as to how awesome this game actually is. Why is this the case? Well, pretty much, that's what this video is going to discuss. The basics, aka a tutorial on how this thing is going to be run, as well as some other tips and tricks on how to perform better in the game if you decide to pick it up, which I highly encourage, especially if you want to make enemy players a little bit salty. With that being said, the only thing left to do is just to simply sit back, relax, grab that Mountain Dew, and eviscerate that like button for the YouTube algorithm, and let's jump right into the video. To start things off, we're going to cover the basics. Splitgate is an arena first-person shooter with many large and medium-sized maps that have many levels of elevation. In general, no matter where one is on any given map, players can get from one side of the map to the other in about 15 to 20 seconds. Players can then travel from one angle of elevation to the next via chargeable jetpacks. However, it should also be stated that these aren't the typical jetpacks as in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, oh god what a nightmare, as well as something like say Titanfall, as no wall running is allowed and it usually takes one complete jetpack charge to change one angle of elevation with a cooldown period after a couple of seconds. In other words, use your jetpack charge wisely as players can't spam their jetpacks over and over again. Now if you like a game where you have to go find your weapons, well this game may not be for you, but if you like to happen to spawn in with some fantastic weapons, then this game is totally for you. Because players spawn in with typical weapons like an assault rifle or a DMR or a pistol as something like say in Halo, and one could even take it a step further as comparing something like say auto rifles, tactical rifles, or pistols as in COD. Furthermore, SMGs as well as 3-burst weapons known as battle rifles are able to be picked up at different locations on the map and run on a timer until they can be picked up again. Usually, these types of weapons have faster TTKs and are thus highly desirable and thus you want to pick them up ASAP. Likewise, power weapons such as rocket launchers, snipers, shotguns, and even railguns, yes, I said railguns, are able to be picked up, yet run on longer timers compared to SMGs and battle rifles since these types of power weapons have faster or rather instantaneous TTKs. By now, I got a hunch that you'll probably ask yourselves the question, okay, so what makes Splitgate so different from something like say Halo, COD, or really any other arena FPS game out there? As you have probably already seen from this gameplay, that would be portals, baby. Oh yeah, we're getting some juicy plays, some Gucci and Versace things going on because this game right here has portals. Closing the gap with portals has never been easier as all players have the ability to create portals just about anywhere on the map, completely changing the landscape in a second according to that individual's advantage as well as desire. Portals can be used not just to close the gap and teleport players from one location to another, but utilized for cover, peek around corners without even showing your face, check capture points without physically having to be there, and best of all is that you can shoot through these things, making it so that you can actually shoot enemy players and say, what the heck did I just get shot by? And of course you know what that means, you're gonna annihilate, decimate, and eradicate so many players, making them speechless. All in all, if you have ever played another type of FPS game, like Halo, COD, Titanfall, or even Destiny, the mechanics are quite similar and skills from one game will easily transfer to Splitgate. However, I gotta be honest and say that if I had to pick one game that Splitgate is most similar to, that would be Halo hands down. That being said, are they the same game? Heck no! And so now that you guys kinda have the basics down, let me give you some tips on how to play the game casually as well as competitively in the ranked playlist, as I guarantee you that this game is going to be a powerhouse in the esports realm. Now don't worry, I will 110% be covering Splitgate's ranking system and ranking playlist in a different video, but who knows, we might even see Splitgate esports tournaments at our local AMC theaters, aka the big screen, AMC to the moon baby, but I digress. When it comes to tips, the very first thing that you should use when you're playing the game is to not worry about using portals and rather simply get the mechanics of the game by learning how each weapon functions as well as the map layout and angles of elevation. Understand where the capture points are in Domination or the point gain locations are in King of the Hill, etc, etc. Furthermore, grasp where battle rifles, SMGs, snipers, rockets, railguns, and so on and so forth, their locations are at, as well as even the timers associated with them because they can change the time of battle in a second. After you kind of get this down, the next thing that I really want you to focus in on here is hip firing weapons. Yes, that's correct, you heard me right as I said hip firing weapons. As in many other FPS games, your character has an X amount of health, and landing crits will get a faster decay, and usually aiming down sights will allow one to get more crits since the ADS reticle is much more pronounced. However, that isn't the case in Splitgate because the hipfire reticle is already so pronounced significantly too much to the point that making the ADS process is almost irrelevant. Now of course, there are some exceptions to the rule, but in most cases, you're never ever going to need to ADS, and so mastering the hipfire mechanic with all weapons is pivotal to success. After mastering these fundamentals, I then want you to gradually progress with utilizing the portals and trying to get all the different types of tactics associated with them. As mentioned from earlier, portals can be used in a wide variety of ways, but their biggest advantage is movement. Portals can literally allow you to close the gap from one side of the map to the other instantaneously, and that can't be done in any single other kind of FPS game. However, in order to do that correctly, one has to know the map layout and take into account something like say the game mode that's being played to make sure that you don't overshoot a teleport or to make sure that you're landing on top of somebody and so on and so forth. Just as a quick little example, let's just say that you're defending A in domination and then you want to go over to the C capture point. In order to do this, you have to plan ahead, not just by planting a portal at the enemy location of the C capture point, but also plant it towards yours in a non-conspicuous place so that way they can't toss a grenade and cancel out one of your portals, making that teleport irrelevant. Taking it one teeny tiny step further, you then have to think about whether or not you want to land on top of somebody or if you're going to attack them from below and then place the portals accordingly. Even make sure that you can actually go ahead of time to say, okay, is there anybody there, is there not, then make a decision to go back and forth between the portals of the A capture point and C capture point. With just this tiny one little example, you can already tell the complexity of portals, and this isn't even including their many other uses, because once you place your portal, teammates nor enemy players can actually see through the portals, but they can both travel through them respectively. You gotta ask yourselves questions like this. Is it more advantageous to keep your portals open, close them, shoot through them, use them for cover, let your teammates use them, appear above or below different map positions, and the list goes on and on and on. With having said all this fluff damage trash shenanigans, I think that you now have a firm understanding of what Splitgate is and the fundamentals on how to play it. Do you think it's for you? The only way to find that out is to download the free-to-play game, try it out for yourself, and let me know your thoughts about it down in the comment section below. One thing is for sure, I'm 110% going to be playing more and more Splitgate, which means more content for all your Diaslayers out there, and regardless of whatever you guys say, you always know that I'm going to respect your opinions, and that is something that I can guarantee. That's pretty much all I've got for you guys right now, Diaslayers, and so as always, GG TNT.